Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you're a die-hard Packers supporter, you already know that every offseason brings a wave of speculation, rumors, and strategic moves designed to get the team closer to the ultimate goal, winning another Super Bowl. And this year, it looks like the Packers are aiming to shake things up in a big way. Rumors are swirling that Green Bay is eyeing a blockbuster trade involving none other than Jeffrey Simmons, the disruptive force on the Tennessee Titans defensive line. This potential move could be a game-changer, not just for the Packers, but for the entire NFC, especially considering how the landscape is shaping up for the upcoming season. Sources close to the situation indicate that the Packers are planning to make a serious push in the 2026 offseason to acquire Simmons. The proposed deal reportedly involves sending a top 20 pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, along with a third-round pick in 2027 to Tennessee. This isn't your typical trade. It's a strategic move aimed at transforming the Packers' defensive front and bolstering their front seven for a sustained push into the playoffs, and hopefully, a deep Super Bowl run. Tennessee, on the other hand, is in a bit of a rebuild mode after a tough 1-8 season, and they're looking to reset their roster with a focus on youth and cap flexibility. Tennessee's current situation is interesting. They are sitting with about $35 million in cap space, but with a record of just 1-8 and a quarterback situation that hasn't exactly inspired confidence. Will Levis, who was expected to be the Titans' future, has struggled mightily, posting a 56.8 rating with 16 interceptions, which has left the team searching for answers. The Titans are also dealing with the fallout of a run defense that has been leaking yards at an alarming rate, allowing over 152 yards per game, which is a major concern for any team trying to stay competitive. Their focus now appears to be on shedding some veteran assets and acquiring younger players to build around their quarterback of the future, whether that's Levis or someone else. Meanwhile, Simmons is the kind of player who can truly change the course of a defense. At 27, he's entering his prime, and he's already established himself as one of the top interior defenders in the league. He's a dominant 3-4 defensive end with the ability to wreak havoc in the backfield. In 2025, Simmons played 9 games, recording a total of 56 tackles, 38 solo, 18 assisted, along with 6 sacks, 14 quarterback hits, and 32 pressures. His PFF grade of 91.8 last season was among the best for interior defenders, and he's known for his incredible strength and relentless motor. Simmons excels at collapsing the pocket from the inside, disrupting plays before they even develop, and anchoring against the run. A perfect fit for a Packers team looking to shore up their defensive line. For the Packers, bringing Simmons into the fold would be a massive boost, especially considering their recent struggles against the run and the lack of consistent interior pressure. Since the departure of Kenny Clark in 2025, the middle of the Packers' defense has been somewhat vulnerable, and Simmons' presence would fill that gap with a dominant force. His ability to generate pressure from inside would complement the edge rushers and help elevate the entire defense. Plus, with Simmons anchoring the interior, the Packers could see a significant uptick in their third down stops and overall efficiency against the run, which has been a concern in recent seasons. Looking at the bigger picture, this move could have profound implications for the Packers' Super Bowl aspirations. The team has been steadily building around Jordan Love, giving him more protection and weapons on offense, but defense has been a question mark. Adding a player of Simmons' caliber could be the missing piece that elevates the team into the upper echelon of the NFC. The Packers have historically been known for their stout defenses, especially during their Super Bowl winning years, and bringing in Simmons could rekindle that identity. His presence would also send a message to the rest of the NFC that Green Bay is serious about contending, especially as they aim to reclaim their spot at the top of the division. Speaking of the division, the NFC North has been wide open lately, with the Detroit Lions and Chicago Bears both showing signs of growth and potential. The Lions, with their high-powered offense and improving defense, are seen as a serious threat, while the Bears have been making aggressive moves to bolster their roster. But the Packers, with some strategic acquisitions like Simmons, could shift the balance of power. Simmons' impact would be felt beyond just the defensive line. It would energize the entire team, boosting confidence and setting a tone that Green Bay is back in the hunt for NFC dominance. Now, considering the bigger picture, the potential trade also aligns with the Packers' overall strategy of balancing cap space and youth infusion. They've been carefully managing their cap, and acquiring Simmons would involve some financial considerations, but the long-term benefits could outweigh the costs. Simmons' contract with Tennessee has been manageable, and if the Packers can negotiate a favorable deal, it could set them up for sustained success. Moreover, Simmons' presence on the roster might also influence the team's draft strategy, focusing on building a strong front seven and adding depth in the secondary. From a statistical standpoint, Simmons' numbers speak volumes. His 6 sacks and 14 QB hits in just 9 games last season highlight his ability to get after the quarterback, a trait that's highly valuable in today's pass-heavy NFL. His pressure percentage of around 24% indicates how often he's able to force the issue in the backfield, disrupting timing and forcing quarterbacks into uncomfortable throws. His run-stop win percentage of 52% shows that he's not just a pass rusher, but also a stout defender against the run, which has been a sore spot for the Packers at times. When you add these attributes to his 3 Pro Bowl selections, it's clear that Simmons is a game-changing player, exactly what the Packers need to elevate their defense. Of course, there are questions about how the trade would impact Tennessee's rebuild. They're clearly prioritizing youth and cap flexibility, and trading Simmons might help them accelerate their rebuild by acquiring draft capital and clearing some salary cap space. Tennessee's recent struggles on defense, particularly in run defense, have made it clear they're looking to move in a different direction. And Simmons, despite being a top-tier player, might be considered a luxury they can part with for the right return. For the Packers, the signing or trade for Simmons would also be a statement to the rest of the league. It signals a clear intent to contend now, not just in the near future. With Simmons anchoring the interior, Love could benefit from increased protection, leading to more explosive plays on offense, especially considering how much the Packers have invested in their receiving core and offensive line. Simmons' ability to collapse the pocket from the inside would also help the Packers apply more pressure on top NFC quarterbacks, giving them a better shot at playoff success. And let's not forget the fans. The Green Bay faithful are always hungry for a defense that can impose its will, reminiscent of the dominant units from past Super Bowl-winning seasons. Simmons' presence would not only improve the team's chances, but also energize the fan base, injecting new hope and excitement into Lambeau Field. His reputation as a relentless pass rusher and run defender would make him a fan favorite in no time, and his leadership qualities could help motivate the young players on the roster. This move, if it materializes, could define the Packers' offseason and set the tone for the upcoming season. Now, of course, all of this remains speculation for now. The NFL offseason is a whirlwind of rumors, negotiations, and strategic planning, but it's clear that the Packers are looking at their options carefully, and Simmons' name has come up as a potential cornerstone move. Whether or not the trade happens, it's exciting to think about how Green Bay could reshape its defense and reassert itself as a Super Bowl contender. The NFC is shaping up to be more competitive than ever, with teams like Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Dallas all vying for the crown. But with a dominant Simmons anchoring their line, the Packers could position themselves as serious contenders once again. In the end, this potential move underscores how committed the Packers are to building a team that can compete for championships. They're not shying away from making bold moves, and adding a player like Jeffrey Simmons would be a statement of intent. Fans should keep a close eye on how this develops over the coming weeks, because if it comes to fruition, it could be the move that propels Green Bay back to the top of the NFC, and maybe even beyond. The future looks bright, but it's also full of strategic maneuvers, and Simmons could be the piece that finally puts the Packers over the edge, making Lambeau Field once again the fortress that strikes fear into opponents. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade for Jeffrey Simmons? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him in the green and gold? Do you think he's the missing piece that can push the team back into Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.